What's going on, y'all? This is Greg. Greg said it. Back with the car edition at the soccer practice and all that good stuff. This thing about over. This soccer season about over, thankfully. But I'm so glad to be with you all today. I received some good news. I had a few people reach out to me. YouTube, Twitter. It's good to know people watching. And they say, oh, Coach Prime is listening to you. Watch the presser. I said, oh, great. I'm going to check it out. And I checked out the presser. And sure enough, awesome job, y'all. Awesome job to whoever. Y'all who share these videos, liking, sharing, subscribing. Awesome job to whoever's in his camp who's listening. And awesome job to you, Coach Prime, for being humble. Like, you describe yourself as humble. People say you're not humble. But, sir, that is the epitome of humble. To take advice from somebody, you know, like I said, it's a dog. It can talk burning bush, like we see in the Bible, the book we read. If it's a homeless man on the street, you always take heed to wisdom. You're never too good for wisdom. Wisdom is the most precious. It's the most, I can't even say abundant, but it's the most valuable thing. Because it's there for you. It's for you. It's to help you. And I know if you do what you said, you're going to see the difference. Hopefully y'all started early. It's already Tuesday. So hopefully y'all already implemented it. But just the effort, it goes a long way. It's going to help you not only this game, but any mess that they throw at you the rest of this season. Now you playing chess. You ain't playing checkers. They try to play you with that mess. You say, I got something for it. So you might as well give me the day game because that ain't working no more. And I know you listening because you're saying it. You just said it this week. You could have been done it. But it's better late than never. For y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, y'all follow Greg. That's why I told you all. Follow Greg said it. I've been with these boys, honestly, since last season. This program, this show, this channel started with Coach Prime coming to Colorado. I've been with him from jump. The show kicked off right before the season. I had a great following as far as what I expected. I didn't have no expectations. I just wanted to do what I'm doing. I wanted to be a voice. I bring analytics more than stats. I bring me, my perspective, and I only hope to bring value to the fan base and even the team when need be possible. And I see certain things, and I know, shout out to B. Watts. You know, I've been on his show, and he has a lot of people who watch his show, and he communicates with some people. And you just never know who watching your stuff, or, you know, when you collaborating or whatever. You just don't know. I meet wonderful people who support me, and, you know, they may see me not say nothing to some people. Like, I've been to a couple games, and I met a couple people who come up to me and say, hey, I watch your stuff. You got to understand, I'm a regular person, even though I have influence, and that's all influencers are, whether they got 2,000 or 2 million. It's a bigger reach, but you are an influencer, and your voice has power, and that's what this shows. And just because I'm talking about football, it still has an impact because it's bigger than football. And a lot of the principles I talk about is that it's bigger than football, and that's why I support Coach Prime. So that's why I support him. I respect it, because it's not just about Colorado. It's about him. I'm with him. And if I can bring any value, it's an honor, because I see what they were doing. And maybe y'all don't fully see it at Colorado, or maybe the people looking at this don't fully see it. But you got different people with different perspectives, not just from a debating standpoint, but who bring value to life for a reason. And I definitely see it. Maybe because I'm further away, maybe because that's my gift set. And when you look at how they was lining those games up, and I really analyzed from last year, and I look at the performance, it's clear. And I broke down a clear perspective. And without even have to go deep into the data and the stats, because I feel like all those NFL analysts on that staff, if I just give y'all that nugget, y'all can take it from there. And I believe that's what they did. I kind of saw that, like, from a vision standpoint, that's what they did. I know they've been discussing it because Coach Prime verbatim said even some of the terminology I use, like flipping the schedule. We talked about sleeping patterns. We talked about how the slow starts are connected to how your body's been programmed. And I did multiple videos. People said, stop being a dead horse, get over. I'm not until I see a change, and they say they're doing it. More power to them. And I hope that this is something that we see the difference that we can be prepared for if any other night games come. For those who think it's an excuse, I've clearly, you gotta get your ears checked out, everything checked out. Because I clearly said the purpose of it is for them to prepare for the game, not to only play day games. It would be nice to play most of the day games like the other big programs, and whatever excuse you have, that's your excuse. That's not a fact. To say, well, you know, it's because they ranked, or because they better, or because, you know, you bring in more eyeballs. None of that none of it stacks up, because he can get more eyeballs in the daytime than when everybody's asleep, and he can bring in just as many numbers as a ranked team, and he could and should be ranked. So if it's all about money, like y'all say, he should be in the daytime, because the later you play, you know, you got a prime time, which is a window. But like I said in one of my videos, it's no real prime time now. Nobody ain't pointing that out. This is another thing that only I pointed out. There's no prime time with all these networks now. I thought when we played at, like, on that Thursday night, that we were going to be the only team that was pointing moving Thursday. There was several other games that night. They was on different channels. People still got to pick and choose what they want to watch. So you never really playing no time of night where you're the only one playing. That only really happens in the NFL. Because for one, NFL has less teams, and it's designed that way. But college is not. Somebody going to be playing on FS1, ESPN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody going to be playing on Fox. Somebody going to be playing on... And it's just like, maybe more people have those channels. But, of course, more people going to have a Fox because that's a basic local channel. Then they may have SS1 or some of the other, I don't know, SEC network or something like that. Those are specialty programs. You might have ESPN, but you might not have ESPN2 and all that. Because unlike y'all, I have a Tanggula box, so I got all the channels and some. But some packages you got to pay for, you might not want to pay for it. It's expensive enough. So what I'm saying is, and what I'm hearing is, Colorado's making adjustments. And it's going to be important because their history shows that it's a disadvantage for them to play at night. They got a Cincinnati team coming in with only, from what I know, one loss in the conference. Colorado hasn't won. So it's got a lot of one-loss teams. Some of the ones who had one fell into two now. As the season go on, we still got a few undefeateds. Texas Tech has joined us. The beauty is we have a chance to have a head-to-head over Texas Tech, have a head-to-head over Cincinnati, regardless of what they do after us. But we gave ourselves a disadvantage by letting Kansas State have a head-to-head over us, because they go through, you know, not lose anymore, and we have the same record. They have our head-to-head over us. And if they beat somebody that we don't play, that only helps them, it don't help us. Versus if we had to beat Kansas State, they beat somebody like a BYU, which they don't play, but Iowa State, it will only help us because we had already given them their second loss, and we got a better record, and they beat a team that we're trying to compete against. So that would give us head-to-head over Iowa State. We know that Iowa State got that win. UCF dropped the ball. We know that BYU got their win. Oklahoma State dropped the ball. What do we expect? We expect them to lose. It would have been great for them to win, but it's a reason why they have the records they have. And it's a reason why the other teams have a winning record. Sometimes you just don't know how to win. You got to look yourself in the mirror. And I'm glad that CU is over that hump. I know that the game that they did lose, you know, was some slipping and dipping going on. You know, they slipped with Kansas State and they dipped up there in Nebraska. Now, that was just all the way raggedy. Kansas State, I feel like the nighttime affected them. I feel like, you know, people say the bye. They rather believe the bye more than the time, which is amazing to me. You know, they say, well, both teams played at night. Well, both teams had a bye. Come on now, don't be hypocritical. I think it's far more logical that the history that CU shows that the nighttime would affect them more than the bye, because both teams had a bye. But both teams don't have a history with the night games. Both teams don't have the same practice schedule. They don't have the same tendencies. And you got to look at all of that. And now that Coach Prime I think Colorado can go to the next level. They have to win out. I really felt like they had to beat Kansas State, but a lot of people didn't. But they have to win out. And that's their best bet. And guess what that will mean? It will be the 10-2 record that Greg said way back in January, when everybody laughed, said, you don't know what he talk about, he'd be gone. And now they gone. Because the reality is, I said that was their floor. They got to do it now. But I said the only way they lose 2 games is they slip up. And that's what exactly they were slipping and dipping. Somebody caught them slipping. They caught them slipping in Kansas State with the help of the ref. We saw the ref give a halfway pass interference call that helped Iowa State win. Iowa State not win without that, more than likely. It was out of timeouts. It was about to be 4th down and long. And they gave him pass interference. They refused to give it to Will Shepherd, and Will Shepherd got Bobby Boucher. Other guy, they were just tussling each other's arm. They threw that flag. Will Shepherd got tackled by the man. He knew he had a flag. He did it on purpose, and they didn't throw that flag. And that killed Colorado. That was 4th down. And certain things got to happen to help people get there. I think Miami, undefeated, that's a lie. They lost at least one of those games, I believe, too. It's just not like, they played well. They had some calls to help. And that's the reality of it. And hey, that's a whole conspiracy train. Colorado just got to do what they got to do. Don't no close games, even though they can make a game close like they did Utah last year and take 3 touchdowns from you. They can make a game close. Don't get it twisted. But you definitely want to play in the hand where you need them to make a call for you to win, because I haven't seen it happen. Colorado has had to earn every one of their wins. They had to Hail Mary to death. They didn't win no touchdown on an extended drive or, get them another chance. Give them another chance. And this is some egregious, like knock Shadur head off 5 minutes after the play. They're not getting the calls to get them 2nd and 3rd and 4th chances. It's happening the other way. So they got to play how they got to play. And I gave out another theory. I'm going to give y'all a little bonus. Say this again, because I feel like since y'all listening, Colorado listening, and tell y'all something. Shadur, best quarterback, all that good stuff. It's a level of greatness that everybody got to grow. Everybody got another level. You know that. Your next level is the killer instinct. That Brady mode you got, it only exists when you come behind. You'll run anybody down. And they know it. The world knows it. And we watch all these other quarterbacks, they can't do it. That's why they know they get ahead on anybody y'all play is a wrap, because they don't have a quarterback. UCF couldn't finish the game because they didn't have a quarterback. Oklahoma State couldn't finish the game because they didn't have a quarterback. So everybody knows Shadur run your butt down. He done it over and over again. But one thing, just like I see about this night thing, Shadur, when you have a lead, you take your foot off that gas. And you win most of the time. The only time it came back to bite you was Stanford last year. Same thing. It could be combined with other factors, but that has nothing to do with night or day itself. It could be a compounding variable when the rest of your team is falling asleep and you take your foot off the gas like they did at Stanford last year. But you notice you leave a lot of money. What do they say? Money on the floor. You leave a lot of food on the table. When you jump out on people 20, 30 points, your stats significantly are lower than what they normally are. It's not because you didn't need to win, it's because you didn't need to win. And that's you. You left about 4 touchdowns in the red zone this week, and you still blew them away. You threw interceptions, you did all that because it just wasn't challenging enough for you. My challenge to you is to get you a good sports psychologist, a good somebody like that to help with that. Because you're just so gifted, you get bored. If you ain't got to run nobody down, and see, that's your Heisman. If you ain't got to put them touchdowns in the end zone, if you ain't got to make them big plays, you typically don't. Think about it. Anyway, I appreciate y'all supporting, all y'all watching, whether you say something or not. For all y'all who acknowledge what I'm saying. And we got Coach Prime acknowledging. And it's all for the betterment of the team. It's for the good of the team. I want to see them do well. I don't get a cookie or nothing for it. Get some likes and some subscriptions and all that. That's what I do get. I'm not getting rich from it. But me supporting Colorado, clearly I want them to be the best they can be. And hopefully they make and keep these adjustments and we get to see the fruit of it this Saturday versus Cincinnati at another 10:15 Eastern, 8:15 Mountain time game. I was at the last Mountain game. It's hard on the body. Waiting all day for a game and the crowd cheering at 10, 11 o'clock. It's hard. So you definitely got to be prepared for it. I wish the best for Colorado. Hope it works out. I'm just Greg. Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and I'll be talking to y'all soon.